Nisambula binaka oya wane kamanalangi oni nandorungo jiao mai na jiwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bagarumbuka na radio Fiji wana ndoma ibiti bongani bianyano na makatalenga na bengo na sasi biani na tinna kaloka na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakarawai mai na mbuza ni balu ninge namaka.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है 5 बच्चे होंगे 5
हाय मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली रेनू सुनते रहिए मिर्ची एफएम मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक
Tonight, rental car companies claim that new stamp duty will encourage illegal operators. Search continues for more land suitable for cane farming. And Grand Old Lady on schedule for opening in March 2014. Good evening, welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. First up, 2 roads are closed tonight due to heavy rain causing flash flooding. The Wailoa Road at the Matai Nassau Bridge in Nangali Neitasiri is underwater and remains closed to all traffic. The Fiji Roads Authority confirms its officers are monitoring the situation. Also closed to traffic is the Navulokani Road at the Wainingarau crossing, also in Nangali. Viria Road in the same area has been reduced to single-lane traffic after a landslide. The Rental Car Association of Fiji is unhappy with an increase in stamp duty which kicked in from today. Apart from the added cost to consumers, rental companies are worried that more people might turn to unlicensed private operators. Shireen Lata reports.
It's a new $10 stamp duty that people will have to pay when hiring cars. The fee was introduced in the 2013 national budget.
It will make it a cost factor. It will increase the cost. Whether the rental companies bear it, we definitely have to pass it on to the customers. And whenever anyone comes up, you would be charged an additional $10, which does not come to us. It is paid to the government.
Sarim says this money isn't going into rental company income, but there is still the possibility the clients will turn to illegal operators to avoid the cost. The association is now calling on relevant authorities to protect the industry.
The major challenge that we face in the industry is people issuing vehicles on private. The private rental car dealers are our major competitors.
Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority Chief Executive Chitoko Tikolevu says stamp duty is mandatory as a government revenue measure. The association says insurance companies shouldn't cover vehicles which are used as private rentals. To this end, they will now inform the insurance providers with a list of known illegal operators. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
The Ministry of Lands and Sugar are now working together to identify idle land and use it for cane farming. Permanent Secretary Tavita Bosaiwanga says this is a win-win situation for landowners and farmers. Vosita Kotewasawasa has more.
It's a joint effort by the Lands Ministry and the Sugar Ministry to improve sugarcane farming.
A very good example is the land that was acquired in Sianganga under the land bank. So now the FSC has leased that, and I think very soon they must have done that by cultivating the land. And that's one good example.
First order of business is identifying the amount of idle land, particularly in the Western Division.
We are also working with them if there are other unutilized sugarcane land which is available. We can acquire it for them, maybe under the land bank.
Permanent Secretary for Sugar, Manasa Vaningi, says there's already been success with the FSC leasing of the land bank.
What we know of is that the land has been acquired. We have got the title. FSC has paid off the landowners $220,000 for a 99-year period, and that is one area that the FSC will straight away, into this planting season for the next year's crop harvest.
Once more land is available for sugarcane farming, sugar production levels will also increase, meaning better days for the economy. Vasita Kotiwasawasa, FBC News.
The Navy spends $30,000 a day every time its search and rescue operations are activated. While money is no factor when compared to a person's life, the Fiji Navy says many of these incidents at sea can be avoided if people think twice about their actions. Vasita Kotiwasawasa reports.
The Navy will not hesitate to send out its ships whenever there is distress at sea. However, with the current spate of bad weather, it's confused why anyone would decide to venture out into rough seas.
It's just pure ignorance to the adverse weather reports that have been going out. No? If they had waited, no, this wouldn't have happened. And the worst thing that made it even worse, is they went out at night. No? There's it's really hard, to search for survivors where they are. We only conduct search at daytime.
Lieutenant Commander Tawake says they put all their resources into play in search and rescue missions, but this is never enough given the area that has to be covered.
Frankly speaking, we have the ships, but it would have been ideal if we have air assets. That would have given us a more proficient way of doing business with rotaries or fixed wing. Because once you're up in the air, the area that you see is a larger area that you see rather than being on the boat. Because your line of sight and your horizon is just short. Once you're up in the air, you have radars, everything, they can pick up anything that's done there.
For the third day, the Navy has been coordinating the search for a man who went missing after his fiberglass boat capsized in rough seas at Tingavo Passage. Vasita Kotiwasawasa, FBC News.
Meanwhile, a damaging heavy swell warning remains in force for low-lying coastal areas of Kandavu and nearby smaller islands. Southern Lau and Southern Lomai Viti Group as well. Local waters of Southern Lau, Korosi and Kandavu Passage. Damaging heavy swells may lead to sea flooding of low-lying coastal areas of Kandavu and nearby smaller islands, Southern Lau and Southern Lomai Viti Group. Total wave height in open waters might reach up to 4.5 meters. Coming up, budding filmmakers taught the tricks of the trade.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मिर्ची रफ्तार से मैं अश्निल सिंह। शामिल हो जाइए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे from 3 to 7 p.m.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today is hit music. What's up?
Welcome back here with FBC News. The Grand Pacific Hotel in Suva will be in operation from March 1st, 2014. The reconstruction of the GPH and the construction of the new facilities alongside the Grand Old Lady are expected to complete in December. The project, operating under the name Grand Pacific Hotel Limited, is a partnership between the National Superannuation Fund of Papua New Guinea, CGA Properties, and the Fiji National Provident Fund. Company Secretary Neil Underhill says in a statement that most accommodation and conference facilities have been built and is now in finishing mode. The hotel swimming pool is 100% complete and will be commissioned anytime soon. Close to 100 secondary school students gathered in Suva today for the Kula Awards training for film producers. As Mika Longo reports, Wendina Secondary School in Neitasiri rose above the rest with the best verbal presentation of a film idea.
30 schools took part in the training, 28 schools from the Central and Western divisions and 2 from the North.
Very encouraging. There's so much excitement, there's so much enthusiasm, and I think they're all really pumped up to go on to make films.
Just judging from a short while ago where each school had to do a pitch, I thought the quality of the ideas and how they did the pitch was very good.
The pitch or verbal presentation was won by Waindina Secondary School in Etasiri, followed by Queen Victoria School and Dudley High.
Having our locality, which is very rural and remote, we are thinking of portraying the issue of rape in Fiji, basically where females are victimized. There is very little awareness and very little knowledge to combat the problem.
In a short movie, we'll be dramatizing based on the theme bullying. We want to tackle that problem in order to ensure that other children do not also face the same problem.
We'd like to go as the underdogs this year. And we've got a whole new team on board, and the students this year are very enthusiastic about it.
I gave a very basic introduction to filmmaking, the basic elements of filmmaking, what you have to consider about making a film, and they picked it up very, very quickly.
Similar trainings in the past have seen participants equipped with skills to work with production houses that have shot movies in Fiji. Some have produced their own short films.
They've come on to film school and they've gone on to work in different areas in the industry. So maybe they're not acting or making films, but they've gone on to develop their skills in the area of lights or camera work and some acting as well.
The training was organized by Film Fiji and conducted by the Regional Media Center at SPC. Mikolonga, FBC News.
Up next in sports, Fiji plays its opening PNC match against Japan in torrid conditions. And Swimming Carnival unveils new potential.
Bula, I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Isambul binaka, na dango wadi soni dalai, na makio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi, mai na tolu kina bitu, ena moni tingina por rombuka, ena Bula FM, na bandu ena serre.
Leading FBC Sports tonight, Fiji beat Japan 22-8 and earned a bonus point victory in their first Pacific Nations Cup match this afternoon in a rain-drenched Churchill Park. Fiji drew first blood within a minute of play through the oldest player on the field, Sireli Mbombo. 37-year-old Mbombo finished off a move that started in Fiji's half after Andrew Ndalai broke free. The rain cost both the teams as handling errors mounted. Fiji led 5-0 at half-time. Japan came back in the second spell through a penalty. Fiji scored 2 more tries through Api Nekatini and Aisea Natonga before the Japanese were able to touch down. Hard-working Nemani Nandolo scored Fiji's last try through an intercept. The final score, Fiji 22, Japan 8. The rain and cold was not enough to deter Suva rugby clubs from taking to Albert Park today. Although most sporting bodies had called off their games for today, Suva Rugby decided to go on with theirs. The games also gathered crowd. 7 games were played in total. In the Premier Grade, Army came out on top of QVS All Boys by 20 points to 8. Navy squeezed past Rewanga 8-7. Tadirua surprised Lomaiviti 12-10, while Nambua beat Savura. And Bar recorded another massive win this weekend in the Fiji Sun GP Batteries National Football League this afternoon at Govind Park. Bar beat Savu Savu 8-0 in heavy conditions. By utilizing mostly its youth players, led 4-0 at halftime. According to Bar officials, the game allowed them to test their younger players as they gear up for the Fiji Fact. The win means Nandronga is now 1 point adrift of leaders Nadi with 2 games in hand. Meanwhile, the Nandronga-Tavua match was called off midway due to the ground conditions. Nandronga was leading 4-0. Day 2 of the school swimming carnival was held today at the Damodar Aquatic Centre. The swimming meet brought together 26 schools from around the country. Chalindo Zakadaka reports.
It was another day for school students to prove themselves in the pool at the school's swimming carnival. Maris Brothers High School and International School Suva have been leading since yesterday. Overall, officials are happy with the level of competition displayed during the 2-day meet.
quite high in some circumstances. Despite the rain and all the conditions that we had to work with, we produced a lot of good times, and there were quite a number of records broken. It shows that there's been a lot of preparation. Some of the records have been long-standing, and we've had such good attendance by a lot of the schools.
Girls Division defending champions Nandi Muslim College brought over 25 swimmers and returned home tonight, content with what they have achieved thus far.
Well, this we'll go back and we'll analyze how the students have performed this year, and we are going to do our homework. We are going to work on our weaknesses, and we'll try and improve and come back as better competitors next year.
With an increase in the number of participants this year compared to previous years, Fiji swimming looks to be on the right track. Tsalindo Dakavaka, FBC Sports.
A wet day all over Fiji thanks to a trough of low pressure to the west. Associated cloud and rain is expected to continue affecting the group until tomorrow. Nabua received 54 millimeters of rain today. Temperatures were mostly in the 20s. Suva was the lowest with 26 degrees. Nambasa topped the chart at 30 degrees. Now rain will continue into tomorrow morning for the Fiji group and is likely to ease towards the afternoon. Suva and Savusavu, however, will see more rain. For Monday, expect brief showers over eastern and interior parts of the larger islands. Possible afternoon showers elsewhere. It will be cool at night. Tonight's headlines before we go. Rental car companies worried that illegal operators will thrive with the introduction of new stamp duty fees imposed on consumers. Sugar Ministry and Lands Department going around Fiji looking for land suited for cane farming. And Grand Pacific Hotel nears completion, on schedule for opening in March next year. The FBC opinion poll is still open. The question, should Fiji have a new national anthem? To take part, visit www.fbc.com.fj. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's your news for tonight. But before saying goodnight, best of luck to all the young women competing in the Miss World Fiji pageant at the Pearl South Pacific tonight. See you tomorrow evening.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on Ghar Sansar, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. Only on Radio Fiji 2.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.